What's up, pimps and simps?
It's the Gen Z Lounge,
where views are fresh,
and so are we.
So today's topics, we are talking about mass shootings, and we are talking about
gun control.
Yes.
And hate crimes.
Yeah, and whether we think there should be stricter gun rules and all that stuff. So,
how do y'all feel about mass shootings going on in like Texas? Cause you know how their gun, how their memes are. The memes on Instagram are like, oh, you can just buy a gun anywhere without a license.
And they have the vending machine guns too.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, basically Texas got rid of, you don't need to have a permit to get a gun. And not just that, you can get a minor can get a gun, under 18, you can get a gun without parental consent. So, yeah.
I think there should be, I know as far as guns go, those are pretty much state laws, whether, the time you can purchase one, or the age requirement, or the, qualifications and all that. But at this point, at the rate we're going, I think there should be a federal law that supersedes the state laws, because even if they work for some states, I just think there just needs to be a higher authority to kind of just control that
for gun
part.
Control?
Yeah, for gun control, because I know that's something that's left up to the state government to choose, how they want to rule that in their state. But at this point, there's been 147 mass shootings in 2021, and there's been more than one mass shooting per day in so far this year. So it's very out of hand, and that's super scary. So I definitely
Because what if, your child is going out and then, he or she gets peer pressured into, buying or getting a gun, and you don't even know it,
And when I first saw that Texas bill, when I first learned about it being passed, at first I was there's still, I feel how I feel about it. I ultimately don't think that's a good idea because of the danger. But then I was well, at least, because when there are attacks that come onto people, people of color and stuff, at least, everyone can be equally strapped. But when it comes to the police stuff, then yeah, you can be strapped, but then that's gonna give them a reason to take your life. So ultimately, no.
Because it's apparently police get a Skittle bag and a phone and candy confused with guns. But
so when you really have a gun on there, it's just mayhem.
So what you said before, the news anchor, the news anchor Chris Camuno, he said police reform won't happen until white people's kids start getting, killed. And that's a very bold and controversial thing to say, but he kind of has a point, because when it starts happening to their own, that's when they're going to realize that it's an issue and it needs to be addressed.
That's very much true, though. He said what he said. That's true, because this is still kind of very much, whether people don't like to admit it, it's still very much a white dominated country. So
yeah, it's a white man world.
Yeah, and it happens to black kids, people of color kids all the time, but until it starts happening to their own, that's just a whole thing. You never know until it happens to your own.
It happened before, a black police officer had just shot a white man walking, and then this happened last year though, and people were just he looked like a thug though, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Then the white people were getting mad and just now you see, not all white people, but what I mean by white people, and they're getting mad at that happening, and it's like now they see, at least hopefully they can see how people of color feel.
Well, yes, that's true, but I don't think, like, as he said that statement, of course, you don't want any kid getting killed. I don't think, and I feel like some people would take it that way, like, oh, so you just, in like things that happen, like how you just said about a white man getting shot by a black police officer and then being like, oh, now you know how we feel. That's not the goal. Let's not kill people in the first place, like, for no reason. It's just because it's happening to a group of people, that doesn't mean we want it to happen to another group. Just, like, make a change, though, because
I wasn't saying that. I was just like,
oh no, I know, I'm just saying, like, how other people perceive it when they say oh, now you know how we feel. Like, I'm saying that as a whole, that's not the goal of our complaining or our frustration
with the stuff, right? Back to like gun control in Georgia. You can purchase and like own firearms. There's no waiting period to buy guns, but there is a 60-day waiting period to get a license. A convicted felon who is mentally ill or a mentally ill individuals cannot own that, but in Texas, convicted felons within 5 years of release or parole, they can have firearms, and those confined in penal institutions can have firearms as well.
So they already have their license.
In Georgia, you don't have to have a license to carry. I mean, yeah, in Georgia, you don't have to have a license, but it just can't be concealed.
Yeah, a handgun. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So, like what you said about convicted felons after 5 years of release, they can. So that's
Within
just
5
that
years.
applies to all, like, whether it's non-violent felons. I mean,
Yeah.
like someone who did credit fraud or something, as opposed to someone who did manslaughter and was able to be released.
I'm pretty sure, considering I don't know if it happened in Texas or not. No,
'Cause
never mind.
that's alarming.
Well,
if
Texas
that's the
is
case.
very alarming. So
Even if, like, what if they had their license before they became a felon? Would that still?
Oh yeah, that definitely probably
I think it would be
applies.
revoked. 'Cause don't you
I
have to
doubt
get your
that.
license
If
renewed
you-
every now
if
and
you
then?
have
You
your
have to, no, you have to. I doubt. Hold on. If you go to jail,
jail.
yes,
Jail.
Jail.
I didn't say that. I said jail.
Jail.
Okay.
I will say it how I want.
It's not hair gel, it's jail.
You sound like Southern,
What's it
very
called?
Southern. Please stop.
Okay,
No.
alright.
If you go to jail, if you go to jail, can you stop interrupting me? If you go to jail, I'm pretty sure that your license to carry will be revoked. That's
Yeah, sure. Just like
Well,
your
that makes sense.
right
but
to
like,
vote.
Still, what if you just don't have? What if you just have it?
I was wondering nobody was on our live. It's because I was on the back cardigans.
And you
Inmates follows at the backyard again.
don't. But they probably didn't even hear you. But back to the mass shootings.
It was gun control.
gun control.
Oh,
Good.
all
Mass
right.
shootings is after.
Alright.
Right.
Yeah.
With, like, a lot of people think, especially in the South, it's more of a thing like that guns are like encouraged, like, in the South, because I guess, well, that's just the region.
I think people should have guns. I just think they should get. I think that there should be more hoops to go through to get them. But I think people should definitely have guns.
Also, they should be more responsible with their guns, because you don't want to go shooting nobody. Like, dang.
It's
Yeah,
not just
but
that, like, especially if you have kids and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, that stuff like that happens all the
A
time.
lot of people believe that they shouldn't let their, like, have any guns in their house, or even let their children learn how to use a gun, not children, but like, you know, when they get a little bit older to the point where they need to protect themselves. They have it on the Kardashians, cause yeah, I just saw it. But Chris, she was like, I don't want my child. Oh, sorry. I don't want my child to think that she's not safe. I'm like, but it's true. Like, in this world, it can be cruel. And you need to learn how to do, like, what if there was an apocalypse? She don't know how to use a gun. And, like, hit herself in the head. I'm sorry.
See, I think, honestly, like, in this climate, I don't think it's bad for you to own a gun because, like, you need to protect yourself. Like, at this point, it's like you can be a regular person, and I think that if you, like, own a gun in your home, that's definitely, like, not absurd. Like, that's not a bad thing to do because it's like at, like, being in the world we live in. Like, you don't have to be a gang member or, like, a federal agent or, like, always have to look behind your shoulder to still kind of be a target because you never know what happens every day. Like,
exactly,
it's just crazy.
There's still serial killers that are going around.
Exactly. That's the only thing I fear. Like, I'm like,
It's just
is our
like,
town too small? 'Cause
imagine how
there's
many
always the unheard of towns that have serial killers.
Oh, girl, don't do that.
Imagine how many times you drove past a car that has had a dead body in it. It's pretty
funeral
sad.
home.
Yeah.
Well, no duh, but like, you know what I mean.
Okay.
But
We have more guns than people in this country. Oh wait, if you didn't hear me, I
Okay.
said we have more guns than people in this country.
You sure there's a lot of people in this country?
but
Did you know they have gun shows?
Yeah,
Well, duh.
that's a loophole to buy guns.
But some people are like, they're selling illegal ones.
That's
yeah,
gun shows are loopholes to buy guns without a license.
Yeah.
But even as I think it's a good idea that people should own guns because of how crazy it is, it's like if not no one, because you
Tyrannical government.
shouldn't totally like ban guns, but if it were harder to get one, then it would like decrease the threat, and then you wouldn't have to like have one for defense because someone wouldn't have it for offense, like
I would have to disagree.
offend you. But
I would have to disagree with that
But-
because
I think that like, well, okay.
I disagree because people will still, like, if people want a gun and it's like they'll get a gun illegally even if there are restrictions.
Some people do it for clout.
I mean,
A lot
yeah,
of people.
but you can
Yeah.
easily get a gun illegally.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, like, it won't reduce taking away guns won't reduce it won't, well, I mean, it won't necessarily reduce crimes by a lot. Like, it will reduce gun crimes obviously, but like what I'm trying to say, like,
There are
bro,
knives.
what am I trying to
there
say,
are
like,
no knife
you know what I'm
license.
talking about, like,
Yeah,
like, cause there's still other means to hurt people.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think
And
we're like right now
knives.
we're just talking about guns. especially.
Yeah, but
I
she
know.
said that it would reduce,
Well,
like,
You shouldn't
I
like specify.
said-
I'm pretty sure she meant like gun.
I didn't say that we should totally take away guns, and I said that like it being harder to get guns would decrease like the chance of, well, it would just decrease more like shootings.
Or
Or,
a
like-
lot of shootings are done by minors in their schools and stuff.
Yeah, it would decrease people
That like to
trying
shoot up
people acquiring them to like hurt other people. That's what I said, but I was saying that because like I'm kind of on a split fence as far as gun control goes, because there's pros and cons, but ultimately it's a hard thing because someone's life is at jeopardy.
But like,
places. On the line.
think about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a gun, but overall, it would be safer. If you think about if it would be safer to just like get rid of guns completely in America,
No.
or still having guns in America. Like, of course, there are other ways to there are other ways to hurt someone, but like mainly
No,
Yeah, I know
guns
what-
are guns are supposed to be there to prevent tyrannical government takeover. That's why they're there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But I understand Marissa because she's thinking about it theoretically. Like, if there is something tangible that's causing a problem, if it's all gone, like, I mean, sure, there's other way for problems to happen, but that won't be the cause of it.
You can
But I know what you mean by,
And-
like, if the government still has
Yeah,
it.
and even if you take away guns, you can still make guns. Like people make guns illegally. Guns
Mhm.
will still be a thing, just like how this isn't fully rational comparison, but you get the idea. Just like how marijuana is legal in some states, people, if you want it, people will get it. Like it's not a fully rational comparison, but I think you see what I'm going.
Mhm.
But yeah, like people can still get it, and taking away guns, I don't think that will make a safer world. I think putting more restrictions and stuff on it would, but taking
Yes.
away completely most definitely wouldn't make anything really safer. Cause if you think about it, it's better to have more heroes with guns than to have more villains with guns. That way, putting.
But
more
that's what
I
that's what I
have-
was trying to say. Oh, sorry, Charlize, but like, is would you rather taking the risk of believing that there would be more heroes than villains with guns? Is that really worth the risk? When like, of course, the government's always going to have guns and stuff, but like, I mean, like police and stuff. And like residents being like, of course, like look in other countries, like the government still has guns, residents still have guns, police don't have guns. Instead, they have like batons and tasers and stuff.
That's not always
and-
good though.
Yeah, I was, that
If
just
you
makes you.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying wouldn't it be better to like not take the chance?
I
'Cause you never
don't
know.
think so. Because that's an amendment. If you question one amendment, all the amendments can be put into question. And yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But like, isn't like that makes you think of back in the day, like in the early 20th century, when police just walked around, like Marissa said, with batons and what? Just I don't know, but they just had
That's
sticks and went
casual.
around.
I think you're talking about
19th
Yeah.
century, not very much.
not the 20th.
Yeah,
No,
they had
that-
You're talking. You're most definitely talking about the 19th
Yeah,
century.
they had guns in
Oh,
the 20th. We are in the 20th century.
no, we're in the
21st.
21st.
Oh, 21st. I mean,
Well, I know they had like clearly they had guns in the 1900s, but I'm talking about early. I thought they just walked around with batons.
This is not the UK.
It's
Well, in whatever time that they just walked around with batons whipping people,
golly.
I would say that there was, I mean, that was a different time and there was a different racial social construct, but no one was really getting shot at the hands
But they were
of
getting.
that.
They
But
were
things
still getting
changed.
harmed though. They're getting their stores lit on fire. They're getting their
Yeah.
houses lit on
But
fire.
still, we're
Yeah, but
talking
that's
about
not
guns though.
exactly.
That's
That's
not
not
guns.
gun violence.
But-
We're talking about how gun violence has the impact on lives being
Yeah,
taken.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like even if like you just take out all guns, it's still gonna be a violence issue in America because America has
yeah,
a mental issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
we
what we're
know
saying
that.
as
Like that's
well.
obvious. But we're talking about the impact that gun violence has right now. Like there just should not be more than one mass shooting per day this year alone, because like that's ridiculous. Aren't we the only country that like we are the country that has the most mass shootings in the world, are we not?
I don't think, cause like by citizens, yes, but like and like I think it's somewhere in South Asia. I forgot the country. Forgive me, but
I would think it would be.
the government is like, taking kids and
Yeah.
shooting a lot of people.
Taking children.
But like it just that's just very I did not know that before today. Like that's like because if you really think about it, like more than one mass shooting per day, meaning there's probably one today or going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God
there's
forbid.
always something going on.
Yeah, there's always something going on, but it just shouldn't be that it shouldn't be that serious. It shouldn't be that prevalent. there's something we can do about it, or the government can do about it. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Wow.
they really care, seeing as they keep on putting out new laws that make it easier for people to buy guns. I said
But
that
that's
kinda
not the
low.
government. That's like state governments. I think Gabby's talking
That's
about.
what I'm
like-
talking about.
I think Gabby's talking about.
Federal.
Yeah.
So, any more that we have to add on gun laws, gun violence? I mean, yeah, gun laws, gun control.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, I wasn't listening.
Like, does anyone have anything?
Right. So when it comes to like, if like, of course it's impossible, but like thinking of getting rid of all guns in America, that's also like rooted in like really, from the start of Reconstruction in America, you know, the North pushing the South to become more industrialized,
Yeah.
which then resulted in then like, okay, sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted, but like, now the mass production of certain things in the South, which then led to like from clothes and cotton and stuff to washing machines to guns, and so
Yeah, that's why like the South. That's one of the reasons the South lost, because they weren't industrial like that, so they didn't have that many guns and armor. to
I
fight
was
against.
thinking earlier about how Natalie was like, it would be a big problem if they were to take away all guns. I was like, yeah, because like, you know, in school when they take away like or make a rule that we can't have this, we all get mad and then like
you get it anyway.
Yeah.
It's a rebellion
or we
Yeah.
rebel and make things worse, and
with
like
some
how we
other
used
tool.
to treat one of our teachers in 7th grade.
And that's not the only thing. It's like even like that. I was talking about that too, but also guns. If citizens have guns and the government tries to have like it turns into a tyrannical government, the citizens can protect themselves from that. That's why. It's
Yes.
an enemy.
Yeah, if you're thinking about it from like a world's political standpoint, about like you said, if America just lost all guns, it definitely would, like, one country should not have, if we were talking about, which this would be impossible, but if we were talking about the removal of all like guns, that would definitely have to be like a worldwide thing, because then that country would just be weak and definitely we would
Yeah.
fall.
Then
Some
yet
countries
again,
don't have guns.
you see in
And
other
what are the names of those countries?
What do you mean? Like a lot of
Like
countries
I'm saying that
a
like,
lot of
give some
countries in
examples.
Europe
I'm
have
saying that
guns.
I'm saying that with humor, because it's like we don't know about those countries because
because like there was only one mass
I
shooting in
don't.
Paris. There's only one mass shooting in Paris, not a country. But there was only one. That's not a country. But there was only one mass shooting in Paris, and it wasn't even planned in Paris. It was planned in Berlin because they don't have guns. They don't have guns because obviously, but like the citizens aren't. It's not easy for them to have guns, and then
so then you would, because I know you, like, throughout this conversation you say that you don't think the problem will change. You don't think that
I
gun
think it'll
violence
be
will change.
it'll most definitely be less mass shootings, but I just don't think the rate of people dying will change.
Well, we're not talking about the rate of people dying
But if
as a
you're
whole.
talking about mass shootings, you're talking about people dying
No,
from
we're
shootings.
Yeah, but we're not talking about people dying from all causes. Like, if guns were
I'm not
taken
talking
away,
about all causes. You're talking about shootings, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but
people,
like as you said, the rate of people dying, it just seemed, because
I
But-
wasn't speaking on the rate of people dying. I was speaking on how mass shootings would decline.
yeah, that's what the whole thing is.
I think
Well-
we're just looking at it from different points of view, not on the same.
I don't
wavelength.
think you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm trying to say, mass shootings, of course, if you take away guns, they'll obviously decline, but they'll just be another replacement to mass murder people.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what we were saying the whole time. But we're just saying specifically about guns. That's what I was saying. I don't think we're looking at
So
the same thing.
ultimately, though, even though
America's just filled with murderers. No offense, but take
that's
offense.
true. But like, if we're trying to, if we're like, if we were the authorities and we're trying to solve the problem, how to stop specifically mass shootings.
Just more restrictions.
So you don't think we should be like Berlin
No,
and just not have?
that's no.
Because like
Owning the right to own a gun is literally an amendment. You can't take into question the amendments, because if you take into question one amendment, other amendments are open to question.
I think the reason like with the amendment is because America wanting to be, not America, but like the colonizers in like the beginning of, not the beginning of America, but like when all the ruckus started happening in America, wanted to be as different as Britain as possible in a way
Great
to
social
fight
studies.
them.
Can you re-say that, Marissa?
She's
Um,
trying to say. Never mind.
In the beginning of the ruckus of America with the colonizers, they wanted to make it like America as different as possible from the UK. It's like in the UK, that's like every time they see a new island pop up, they just claim it right away. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. How like all the like the metric system is different. Like in America, we use Fahrenheit, and everybody else uses the other one.
Celsius.
Yeah,
Celsius?
and we use
Slow.
Celsius.
I was
girl said
thinking of
Celsius.
calcium.
And we
Is
use
Celsius?
pounds.
Ooh.
We use pounds.
You
not
need to go
celsius.
back
Just
to
forget that I said that.
No.
I meant to say Celsius. I was thinking of calcium. I don't know
Right.
why.
An example
not
with the like different like coming up with getting rid of guns would have other people like come up with different ways to mass murder people, but like wouldn't it be more difficult because
Not
with-
really. There's already different ways. People have already done different
like I
ways
know
to mass
bombs
murder
and stuff.
people.
I'm talking
There's
about
Not bombs, like people literally chemical warfare. Like there's this one thing where they had, I forgot I literally just listened to a podcast about it, but these people, they went on subway stations, they had a bag, they stabbed
You're
it,
about
they
to say
dropped it.
Subway surfers.
No, they stabbed the bag, like they poked the hole in the bag, they hurried up and ran while I was on the train, and then they had to take an antidote because antidote because it kills people, like it will kill you. And the train went 14 stops and multiple people died on the train, and people were going on and off the train and people were getting sick,
where did this
and they
happen?
don't know where it is. I forgot, but it was like in like what's it called, like I think it was in America. I think it was in America. I'm not sure. Don't quote
America has a subway.
me. Yeah.
Wait, I
I'm
know.
sorry, what?
It's okay. Shelley's,
but,
no one, literally
um,
no one heard what you just said because you
God.
were talking so.
But it's okay. 'cause
what's
I
like
do that on purpose, so I won't sound dumb.
and they didn't just stop at like it took a while for them to realize what was wrong with the people and realize who did it also, because the gas it's like colorless and it's odorless.
I was like,
I forgot what it's called though.
carbon.
No, it's not that.
Oh, dang,
That's
never
not
mind.
odorless.
Sorry, I don't know what that was.
And they didn't just stop at that. They went to people's mailboxes. They put in people's mailboxes and stuff.
A lot of people.
I
Oh.
said mailboxes
A lot of-
because that's how you pronounce it properly. Thank you very much.
A lot of people do that to kill anybody in the car, like use the
That's
carbon
carbon
from the car to just kill.
But listen, to
people
people
inside.
with mass shootings, to people shooting at people, how
Or
smart do you
themselves.
think they are?
They have mental illnesses.
And they're
Yeah.
not all that smart. Just
I
considering
mean,
the
Not
execution.
all of them.
No, I'm not
No.
talking about. I'm talking about the recent ones. Considering
Uh.
the execution of their mass shootings, was it really?
I mean, some
Smart.
of them plan to kill themselves after, so I don't
Yeah.
think they're really taking into consideration how to get away with it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the grocery store one, like just walked in there with a undershirt and shorts on, face exposed, no way to get out, just shot people and just like basically stood there. How smart do you think he is?
That is
Yeah.
stupid.
I remember.
What?
I don't know what year, but it was like a few years ago, like, or maybe like a couple years ago when they were talking about that happening in a grocery store, and I was just scared to go in a grocery. I really
That
was
happened
just
this
like,
year.
well, there was one that happened a few years ago. Well, grocery store mass shootings have happened throughout. life. But
nobody's safe. Nowhere safe is nowhere is
yeah,
safe from
it
guns.
just makes me not want to go anywhere
People
that
have
has a
guns.
lot of people. Like,
It doesn't even have to be a lot of people. This person brought a gun to Golden Glide.
That's a lot of people to me.
It wasn't a lot of people. It was like 20
But I'm
people,
saying, like,
maybe 30.
like that's a lot of
facilities
20
or
people.
places
It
that
was, they weren't
can
trying to mass shoot. It was
house
literally just
a lot of people.
I'm not.
I
That's
don't
not
like-
what I'm trying to say.
No, I know, but I'm saying
But I'm
was just
saying.
no, but
But I'm
mentality.
saying that I'm
Okay.
trying to say like no place in America is going to be gun free because like people take guns everywhere and like they don't even have to have license to do
Didn't
so.
you say the
yeah,
shooter
I
was
wasn't
cute,
making
though?
it that deep. I was just saying like when that
I
happened in
apologize.
my mind, I didn't want to go to like places that housed a lot of people. That's all I said. But
That had nothing to do with what I said.
anyways.
yeah,
kind
but
of
you were
did.
exactly because you were trying to respond saying, well, this place didn't have that. I was just saying
wasn't-
my general fear. It wasn't that deep.
Exactly.
You guys both made it deep, so you guys are both at fault for like. what
I
just
really
happened.
was just like saying what I thought, but like it was kind of like never mind.
Controversial.
Just rebuttal.
Anyways, back to the topic.
Should we move on to hate crimes? No, mass shootings is supposed to be next.
Okay.
Well, they've been talking about mass shootings. I don't understand why.
Yeah,
we
that's
even,
literally what we were talking
I
about.
guess we'll
Yeah.
just continue talking about mass
Good thing
shootings.
I added hate crimes because
Because I was about to say.
Sorry.
I
I'm
need
listening
to-
to the music.
5 years ago, I don't know where America is at right now, probably number 1 or 2, but 5 years ago America was at number 13 for the most mass shootings in the world. So probably
You're
right now
silly.
it's probably at number 1 or 2.
Huh?
I still think that's in like
Okay.
Okay, anyways, hate crimes.
That's why I said 2.
Well, we're still okay. Thought we were
so
gonna
for
continue.
like examples of this is how okay. Okay. Mass
You're
shootings.
not loud at all.
No, I mean like I think my hearing is just sensitive. Okay.
Okay.
Mass shootings and hate crimes going hand in hand with each other. I'm just gonna list some examples. I don't know how to pronounce the state's
Examples?
name.
I don't. The
Okay.
examples?
Indianapolis. Is that how you say it?
And
Indianapolis is
Yeah,
how you pronounce it.
Indianapolis. I was
Okay.
like, wait. Wait.
FedEx.
FedEx?
FedEx. It was mainly Indian Americans, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's SIKHS. It's just like Indians with a certain religion.
Did that happen recently?
Yeah.
Cause yeah, I saw that on TikTok about Indian.
I
Yeah.
saw the
Continue.
news.
So 8 people were left dead. 4 people were at least Indian Americans, I believe. The Atlanta spa, 8 dead, mainly female Asian Americans.
Yeah.
The supermarket, 10 dead. The former NFL star Philip Adams, 5 dead, including his doctor.
Oh, and you're saying that NBA person, I mean
NFL.
NFL star, he's the one that committed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like that's because a lot of NFL stars like be on their companions. I think that's because like their head
They have
constantly
brain trauma.
getting knocked.
Oh,
trauma.
There's
so he
this
was
one-
mentally
trauma.
ill. 'cause
Yeah,
of-
most
There's
likely.
this one who like murdered somebody, but it was because this thing that happens when you like get your head hit a lot from football, and they can only see it once you're dead. So after he died or something, it was a while ago because I saw it on Stephanie Sue. And it's from a lot of football players get it, and like it's a brain thingy,
That's
and
why
it
I
like
wouldn't.
it messes with what you think is right or wrong. That part of your brain.
Okay, that's why I don't understand why people strive to date D1 athletes.
Well, it's not like. Okay.
I mean NFL. I'm not all of them are like that because there's Russell Wilson and Ciara, but like I mean like in general, like just wanting to strive for one. Like it's better not to take the risk. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
Or
like,
just not see
I
that.
just don't
That's
think
weird.
a lot of people that, cause I mean,
That's
I don't
weird
think a
though,
lot
like,
of people
if
that
you're-
like strive for athletes or specifically football players are just thinking, oh, maybe I'll just spend a
That's
good
weird,
1
though.
year, because after
Strong.
2 years he'll probably be mentally ill and start killing.
That's weird
people.
though. Like,
Like,
if you're constantly looking for an athlete, you're a weirdo.
Not
Like,
true.
who just
People
does
have
that?
preferences.
Ooh, it's people's types
Yeah.
and stuff.
No,
You're
but
like,
like
"Oh,
if you're
he's
only
big and
like if you're
strong."
only looking for an athlete, that's just weird to me. Like you're constantly seeking one.
Well,
I
mean, if you're into
some people
athletes,
don't like
That's
change.
just my opinion.
it's like people's
Everyone
preferences.
has different preferences. Like that's very controversial, but okay. But like,
Preferences means you like but not opposed to others.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like only dating exclusively
That-
athletes.
yeah,
that's what
that's
Nellie's
what I'm
trying to
saying.
say.
Like, and then you're constantly seeking one. Like every day of your life, you're thinking, ooh,
Oh yeah,
maybe I
that
might
is
leave an
weird.
Oh, we
like,
have a
that's
word
weird.
for that. It's called a gold digger. But
No, like I wouldn't say necessarily because like
Yeah.
college.
saying she
you
a
don't have
gold
to. I was trying to be funny. Hee hee. Okay.
You guys are awkward.
That was awkward.
You can't be talking.
Hate crimes now.
Black
Not
on black
mass
crime.
shootings. Okay. A hate crime is specifically a crime usually involving violence that is motivated by prejudice.
Prejudice.
Do not laugh at
It's
me.
No, no.
Basis.
Carrie.
Let me speak. Let me speak.
She's not good at shapes.
That's embarrassing. There's a lot to say.
Can you let me speak?
Prejudice.
Like, like the
Out
more
of
that
all
you
the
can
ways, speak. You cannot speak, Natalie.
Out of
Okay.
all the ways
At
you
least I know how to pronounce it right. Prejudice.
like out
Gel.
Gel.
of Mel,
Gel. It's
Out
it's
of-
accent.
out of
It okay.
out of
It's
all
gel.
the ways you could have mispronounced it, like you could have said prejudice. You said prejudice.
Because I spelled it wrong. I put Preguduce.
G.
I mean J. Because I'm confused. Okay.
Are you dyslexic?
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Basis of race. It's based on race, sexual urges, religion, etc.
Okay.
I'm Bellator.
Prejudice.
Well,
Okay. Some examples. George Floyd, Dante Wright, Adam Toledo, who is a 13-year-old who was a 13-year-old Mexican shot by a police because apparently the policeman said that he had a gun and was just refusing to comply with him, but he didn't have a gun in body cam footage and he even put up his hands. Breonna Taylor, Rashad Brooks, if you don't remember, it didn't hit big, but like he was shot for falling asleep in a Wendy's drive-through.
yeah, that happened like shortly. Not shortly,
But like it wasn't
after George Floyd.
yeah, so it was kind of overshadowed, if that makes sense. The black church being burned down, there was the MLK junior community, and the Latina woman beaten because she was confused for being Asian, East Asian.
You know, I have nothing to say. I really don't. I really don't have anything to say. Because, like, you know, we talked about it, but not even if we didn't, like, I still,
It's just like that's not even all of them, not even half of them.
yeah.
It's just like a small percentage that actually hits mainstream.
Not even 1/8.
Just like it's also I can't open it right now, Natalie, but the website you sent me about the guy targeting Black Lives Matter, yeah.
It's my mom actually sent me this. It's this guy. It says 1,000 Oaks men charged in a series of hate crimes targeting people with BLM signs, and it says his name is Kyle Davis, 35, also charged with vandalism and assault in the two attacks
Assault?
which occurred last September this month, and the
What?
something
Oh, she's reading word for word.
Venturod. It starts with the V. County District Attorney's Office said in news release.
It's the
Yeah,
it's the
I'm not sure if, I mean, if you want to, you can re-say it because, like, but like
Oh,
all together.
I see. Okay, on September 12th, Davis allegedly went up to an 18-year-old Latina who was standing at a Thousand Oak Street corner with a sign reading BLM, and he threatened her before grabbing the sign, ripping it, according to prosecutors. And then on April 3rd, Davis is accused of targeting a 70-year-old black man driving around
70.
I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with a C though, with a BLM painted in large letters in his rear window.
Okay.
Oh, there's more?
I forgot to mention this. It's like,
Well,
Wait, somebody has a question?
oh no, it's just like I had it screenshotted into my camera rolls. I can see it from the live, but this happened in 2021 on March 31st. It's 4 people died. A gunman killed 4 people, including a 9-year-old boy, at a 2-story office complex in Orange. The gunman appeared to have known the victims. Police said that before the gunman began shooting, he locked the gates to the complex, trapping everyone inside. And the suspect last name is Gonzalez.
She said that.
I know, but like she's away from the mic, so I want to make sure people could hear.
He was hospitalized after getting in an interaction with police.
Well, we can go on and on about examples of hate crimes because
But you know,
they happen so much.
there's a similarity between these, aside from them being people of color.
Caucasians.
Well,
Which
not all of
is-
them are perpetrated by
Well,
Caucasians.
what's the similarity? that you're
How they were
talking
all
about?
killed.
How were they killed?
Guns? Yeah.
Yeah, guns.
Oh, okay. So yeah, because you were talking about how hate crimes and gun violence coincide.
Well, aside
so-
from the arson one. The
Yeah.
black church.
Yeah.
So, but okay. So then, I'm just gonna ask a question. Like, would hate crimes? Okay, so we're talking about how hate crimes and gun violence coincide, but like, what can be brought up about that? Like, is it if gun violence was decreased or there was a way that it was fixed, like that's obviously not going to stop
It
No,
hate
wouldn't
crimes.
be as
That's no-
easy for most people to just go ahead and shoot up some random
Yeah.
people.
Because,
Yeah.
like, guns are, like, long range, and it's easier to kill someone with a gun than a knife. Like, you see a random, like, because of how easy it is for someone to get guns, a random person who is, it can even be someone of your own race, can just run up to you and just shoot you dead, you know?
So, do you think that we all think, I'm asking all of this, do we think that hate crimes would decrease if gun violence
No,
decreased or
that's
gun
what I'm
control
saying.
was stricter?
I was saying, like,
I mean, people still beat people up in the street and,
and
stuff
lynch
like
them
that.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, you notice how most of them, it's because of how easy it is for guns to be accessed. It's easier to kill multiple people of color at one time than it is
Yeah.
for any other,
Yeah.
not any other, but like most weapons.
Okay, so like
Unless
we
you go
know
around stabbing.
we know hate crimes like wouldn't
Most of them
stop
gonna get
if
caught.
gun violence stopped. But like yeah, like Natalie says, people will just find a different way. That's just like a cycle. That's kind of like the way of life. Something is taken away, you'll just find something else to replace it. But with like it is gun violence predominantly the main force like used when perpetrating a hate crime?
Aside, like, when it comes to that results in people dead, yes, but like you see,
Okay, so I mean it's not like a complete one up, but like if there was a way to kind of tame gun violence and like make it decrease, wouldn't there like statistically be some kind of change?
But if you think about it,
In hate
like the
crimes.
people who like commit these crimes, some of them like they don't have mental health issues. They don't have any background issues. Like people like they
it
don't
just
have
gets
yeah
blamed on that because they're not.
yeah like
Mhm.
if you like even some serial killers, they don't have anything. They don't have any records, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they don't have anything bad on their record.
They have a clean
So
slate.
even if you get more restrictions, there's still gonna be bad people
Mm-hmm.
with a good facade who will still be able to get weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
well
I
said.
don't necessarily think it would really decrease it. I guess no, let me rephrase that. I don't think it would decrease it by a lot, but I feel like it will, like
I
like what you
understand.
said, but like
Yeah. People would have to get craftier, but I'm just saying that just because like of how you describe it, Marissa, like guns are faster, quicker, like get the job done, and like they're long range, so like ultimately it's like the full package, I guess. If you're
That's how people look at it. Because why do you think
a bad
they-
person that wants to kill people.
Like, why do you think majority of the hate crimes being committed by guns, why do you think they get a gun instead of coming up with some type of chemical or getting a knife?
Yeah, because
It's
quicker,
easier.
it's
option.
easier.
That's what I was trying to say in the beginning, but you
Yeah.
guys didn't understand that.
Well,
Well, not all of you guys, but
I
like
think we were just trying to kind of
some people who like, if some of the viewers took it the wrong way.
Back in the day,
Okay.
they used to burn houses down and stuff like that. Like throw, like something burning into their house.
I forgot what it's called,
and
but it's on
hope
COD.
it'll kill them.
Arson.
Those fire bottles on COD Mobile. If you,
Yes.
Yeah, you've seen lots of
I
that
forgot what
during
it's
like
called, but I'm pretty sure it's like alcohol or something.
Reconstruction, and not even Reconstruction, like more recently, like within the 1900s. But
More recently than say the 1900s.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like.
Like, it still happens, but just like
Not as much
often.
because
there's
of the guns.
other
Sorry.
ways.
Jinx.
Okay.
But the difference then though, because like I was saying, like, because I mean that time that it was occurring a lot, I would say like during the civil rights movement, right? Like in the 60s. That's what I meant by like more recently, though the 60s isn't recent. But like during the civil rights movement, and you know, people not agreeing with that and stuff, like it was a time like where things were really like trying to be changed, and you know, there were still like the police force then were, you know, super racist, like not with protecting
Or
all
just more
people.
open with their racism.
Yeah, that's right, Natalie.
There's a lot of
because, you know,
closeted ra-
there
oh,
are
That reminds me.
closeted,
I saw
like
this.
Marissa said, like closeted
Like people
racist,
from our school.
or people who just, you know,
Right.
Harris
but
County.
You
but
say
like
but a
there
lot. Right. I was gonna say something about that, but like,
but
okay.
there are laws now, like stricter laws, federal laws, and amendments that
But there are still like Jim Crow laws part 2 that get certain people to let go easy, like Kim Porter getting released on a 100K bond.
I feel like they want to go back to the antebellum period.
Right, but what I was saying about the closeted, I don't know what that is, like the closeted racist. There is this white guy who he's LGBTQ white guy who was mad at the fact that he was attracted to black men.
Why would you be mad
talking
about that?
about what I sent in the chat?
I don't know if he sent it or not.
I literally sent that in the chat because I was on TikTok late at night and I was on a page that just
She don't be
talked
going to
about
sleep,
serial
getting
killers.
messy.
Oh,
I
I,
was-
don't look at the
Yeah, I just
links.
I don't really remember who sent it or not.
I
just be,
sent it and I put that
I
whole
barely care about
description.
your links in the
Anyway.
chat.
Yeah, I don't
Usually
click
they're
them.
just like
They're
nothing
too long.
busy.
I did not type a paragraph, but what Marissa's talking about, I'm gonna let you continue.
it's not a
I would
voice
just
message.
like to say that I sent that in the chat anyway.
Are you sure? Because
Okay.
a lot of things you send in the chat I already saw on TikTok.
Yeah, like if it's not a voice message, I'm not reading it.
That's why I did. Okay. I would think that you would read text more than voice messages
Me
because
too. I don't have time for listening
I have my
to your slow
headphones on
voice.
Because I never know what you guys are gonna say.
And I'll be around my
But I feel like you just wrote that, like, you probably did see it, but I feel like you were saying it because I just sent that recently, like yesterday, like last night.
I
About
don't
that
remember
meme. You know what?
I don't know what you're
Continue,
talking
Marissa,
about.
because
Anyways, go
she
back
has a
to what
point
you're
to
saying.
this, but I can literally pull up the receipts. Anywho.
Okay.
I just said it like
Okay.
as to, but then
Oh, why would he be mad about liking a black man? How you gonna
No,
be racist
the thing,
and
yeah, that was the thing with him.
how you gonna be racist
Yeah.
too? That just don't work.
yeah, it's just like that's kind of there.
Kind of hypocritical, don't you think?
Yeah.
This is kind of a side note that's like totally off topic, but that just shows you that like for people that think people can choose to be their sexuality or not, that's not the case, because he was like homophobic, like he did not like gay people, but he knew he was gay,
Mm.
and a racist too. That's why he killed 17 people, 10 of them being black,
Wow.
young black boys. 10 of them being young black boys, and then the other 7 were still boys. They were all boys, young boys, but the others were gay. So that being
so
that,
like
Well,
it's just
oh, go
something.
ahead.
what you said about the being closeted race,
A closeted racist.
not homophobe,
Okay.
a closeted homophobe. You can like, I'm not accusing any celebrity to being like this, but I'm pretty sure there's quite a few of these closeted homophobes
Yeah.
in the
Some of them aren't even closeted.
Or they just cover up and be like, oh, I don't mess with that.
yeah.
Like, oh,
like,
I don't care.
Sometimes like, what if like sometimes it makes you think of how obsessed they are with LGBTQ males. It makes you think.
Homophobia is pretty gay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
because they know deep down. Just
Like, why are you so obsessed?
Like why they're so insecure about it as well.
Exactly, because you know
Like
deep
what we
down, like
said
you know
last
what you
week.
did at church camp to me.
Okay.
I'm just like,
Well, like what you said, what we said last week about the washing in the shower and stuff.
Well,
yeah.
this is kind of off topic, but
Not off
Um,
topic, but off topic. Cause like closeted homophobes,
Homophobes?
you know what I meant. Closeted homophobes. Wait, I said it wrong again.
It's homophobes.
Closeted homophobes and closeted racists. Both of them are closeted, so they relate to each other.
Okay.
And
but I thought we were talking about. Okay.
some of them do commit hate crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. Okay.
Anyways, oh well, it does kind of go with it because, you know,
Hate crimes.
Hate crimes.
I know, but like we were
Child.
talking about celebrities being. Anywho, we don't want to call out any celebrities.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
That's
I
what I
will.
was saying.
But we're not trying to get
That's
sued.
not today's mission.
It's not like they'll see.
It's not.
Yeah, they're most
Dang.
likely not gonna see, but like
Don't do us like that.
just in case, you know, random people blow up.
We're gonna blow up. Yay.
We're not, but there could be the chance.
Why do you say it like that? We are.
There is a slight
Don't say
chance.
that.
Exactly.
Don't
Putting
like-
bad vibes in the
Yeah,
air.
that's kind of embarrassing to say on our podcast that we're not gonna blow up,
Thank you,
Marissa. Like, don't do
exactly.
that.
Well, I would hope we wouldn't blow up. That's pretty detrimental.
Cause like, imagine us as
Child,
celeb-
me
No,
and
we
Joy are
wouldn't
just
be-
going to mind these two, cause
we wouldn't be celebrities.
girl.
We'd be influencers, but like,
Oh, dang,
Imagine.
we would be influencers.
I wasn't talking about that type of blowing up. That's why I said it would be detrimental.
Okay.
Oh, she was trying to be funny.
I
But no
wasn't.
one got it.
I was
Okay,
saying I
but,
really
like-
do hope we don't blow up.
I know.
imagine us being influencers. I know you would get canceled within
I'm
5
fine with that.
seconds. I don't know. I would just start being less active. Cause, yeah. Imagine. I don't want to be influencer. I don't want to be famous. You know what I mean?
It's not like
Well, let's
it, you know, it doesn't even have to be like that though.
Be like what?
You know, you
Fame
could
is
just
a
still be
drug.
like people can know you. It's just
I
it
just
doesn't
don't
have
want to
all
be.
that.
I don't want to be.
Okay.
like,
Anyways,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, reel it back.
that was
And
extra.
You could have really back
Anyway.
yourself. But okay.
I was trying to, but I didn't
Okay,
want to come
well,
off
You're
as
still going off topic.
like stopping.
Okay,
guys'
anyway.
You
Thank
guys, this
you.
interesting conversation.
It was.
I spaced out for a moment. Okay, so back to hate crimes.
It's about hate crimes. So far, we've been mainly talking about hate crimes against racist.
And homophobes.
Well, I think when you guys like were going into the homophobe conversation, we were starting to talk about kind of. I keep saying kind of. We were talking about how different ideas can stem into people being committing hate crimes. So, you know, that kind of goes with it, because I mean, we're not just talking about homophobia being one, but there are other causes, like it's another
Religion?
cause besides religion.
Like hate crimes can be against anybody, like because they're part of a certain group.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
imagine someone targeting someone because
Because of their race.
no, I mean
gender.
like something that's like not what you would considerably think of. Like imagine someone just killing a bunch of people because they have an iPhone. or-
That'd be stupid.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's pretty stupid in general to kill someone for their religion and
But
stuff.
you know what? That could very much be a real thing, but it would be something deep, like that person's been poor all their life and like went
No,
through
not
severe-
poor, just hated against.
No, but I'm giving an example. Like if something were to happen,
There's an
like where
example of that.
everyone
Oh.
That has
died
happened.
from an iPhone, like someone.
That has happened though.
I know, but
The
I'm like,
serial killer, the Unabomber, targeted people with electronics.
Or like poor people.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Well, I'm not. Poor people targeting richer people.
Well, not necessarily people
That happens.
with electronics.
That happens like I seen that in like TV shows and stuff. You know, a poor person gets fed up of everybody coming at them for being poor, and then they either boss up and become rich, then stop on all of them, or just
Like
kill them
cult
all.
leaders.
Or they kill them all. Like when people get bullied and then they shoot up the school.
Well,
Well,
that
that's-
there's actually been reports saying it's not exactly bullying that has resorted to that, but sadly I forgot. So I should work on remembering.
Some cult leaders.
Yeah.
well, like the conclusion of people being or possibly becoming mass murderers, it's always something like that. The reason as a whole, like you said, people, if someone were to kill someone over electronics or that reason, it's always something deeper, or to them
Like, yeah,
it's an inner trauma, you know,
because
that we don't understand.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but I sent my episode story like a while back, and the guy started, the teacher, okay, so basically this guy liked this cheerleader, and the cheerleader didn't like him, then he stalked the cheerleader, and you know,
Stop.
the cheerleader and her boyfriend were getting jiggy, and then,
Jiggy, ew.
and then
Doing the
later
hanky
on,
panky.
the boyfriend caught him and beat him up,
The
and
mattress
then
mambo.
the guy had ran over the girlfriend and the boyfriend. Then he got a job as a teacher, then proceeded to kill off all the cheerleaders at his school. Not all
what
of them.
kind of episodes do you read?
Gabby suggested it to me actually.
Which one was it called?
I forgot.
Well, we like episodes, so
We like Wattpad.
we like episode. But
Okay.
anywho,
Any Uzis?
Some older. Okay. Do you guys have any like actually happening, not just a story of like someone committing a hate crime against someone for something that would be considered dumb? Like it doesn't just have to be killing people. It could be like discriminating against or beating up.
Because they have brown eyes. It's just an example. I don't know.
Like-
I was just thinking. I was like,
Like at school, has someone ever discriminated against someone for something? I think that's just a part where kids like, you know, with bullying people for shoes and stuff. Would that count?
yeah, that's one.
and
of
then you know, also
pumped up.
it may
kicks.
not. I mean, I can see how a bully. I'm putting quotations around that because I can see like how someone that actually may be bullying someone, how they can see in their head, especially if they're doing it through like jokes, like, you know, if they're like, yeah, like when that whole thing, when the what are those, you know, when that was thing, I can see how people that do that, even if it's genuinely they think it's funny to them, you know, kind of making fun of someone,
Some
and
people
they
take
probably,
stuff seriously into
and
heart.
they probably think that the person that they're antagonizing, you know, is with it, or they should understand, you know, it's just jokes.
No.
But you know, you don't know someone's inside. That's why you just
Like some people
That's
a
why
lot
I don't
more
They
know
might
some
be
people.
panicking on the inside.
exactly.
Because like, what if they really got these shoes to impress? like,
Exactly.
people.
That'd be rough.
Well, that would be
And then-
embarrassing, especially
That'd be rough.
like if you did that to impress and it was actually.
And then somebody comes out of nowhere, what are those? And everybody's laughing.
Yeah.
Rip.
But
But
Oh,
that's
so
sad. Yeah, that is sad because
It has. Like I saw a video about that.
That has
That's why I
happened to
said
me.
that.
With the feelers.
oh,
I didn't know that.
I never.
I
Or
saw
if
this.
those are the only shoes your parents can afford.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There was this video where this guy had came to school and light up. You know those light up shoes that were trending a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then people were then these two guys were making fun of. You could tell they were popular. They were making fun of him for those shoes, and then the teacher even started laughing herself. And it was just like, I know.
You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't condone that type of behavior. And they always be like, don't condone that type of behavior. Bruh, you're over here laughing.
I'm pretty sure it was that, you know, there was always those type of teachers who
Yeah, I
just
was about
like
to
seem
say
like
it's
they have a
probably
crush on
the
these
teachers
popular
that try to
guys.
be
That's,
cool
see,
with
Yeah.
the students.
it's the teachers that always hang out or talk to or give better grades to the popular kids. And it seems like they have a crush on them.
Or maybe
So,
because
I've
they
never
always looked up
seen-
to
I've
popular
never
kids.
seen-
That's because we're in
Yeah.
middle school and no teacher likes these disgusting middle schoolers.
Exactly, because I was about to
True.
say I've never seen like someone go as far as give them better grades for being popular. If anything, I feel like maybe
I
it's just because
have.
we're in middle school, but I feel like
Or
people
the people
don't
on those
like
grades.
those popular kids. Like
I feel like, or they just make good grades. Like
Yeah.
you
Or
don't
they're
really know
just a
how
good
smart
student.
somebody is because you're not in their brain. But yeah,
I do. One time, this is snitching on myself. Never mind.
yeah.
I'll write it down so you guys can read it.
Okay.
are you gonna say you cheated off somebody's?
I don't cheat.
answer?
Lies. Anyways. I'm just playing. Anyways.
Wait, is 2 people considered a mass murder? If you kill?
No.
Oh.
It's not mass.
A
You're
mass is
considered a
like-
serial killer after 3+. So I believe
Wouldn't a
mass
mass
murder
be
would be
at
more
least
than that.
4 people?
I think a mass murder is probably 3
Only
or
nothing
over
was for
3
serial
people.
killer. That's serial killer. You would be a serial killer if it was that. Mass murder, I'm pretty sure it's multiple people at the same time.
Because I only asked that because I was about, since we're talking about, in case people don't realize why we're talking about all this school stuff, because we're just talking about reasons people
3
can
people would just be a triple homicide.
can commit mass murders potentially. Even though that just sounds so crazy because we're just talking about like slight stuff. But I only asked that because I was thinking about the Mendez's murder, the Menendez brothers, which that's why I thought like maybe that was mass murder, but it was only 2 people.
Are
Their
you talking
parents.
about when
Why
they
did
killed
you
their
look?
parents?
Yeah,
Because
No, that's just double homicide.
You're so.
Oh, that
bad.
reminds me of the girl who got an abortion with the 2 twins. Then the girl was just like, oof, double homicide.
I don't even know what that says, but
Yeah, it looked like chicken scratch.
yes, that was
You need to work on your
unnecessarily funny.
handwriting.
That was
have
it
good
really
handwriting,
was
it's
not
just
funny because I felt like that girl was really opening up. If you
Yeah.
don't know, we're talking about like what happened on the shade room when like
The way she was
this
crying was
woman,
just weird to me.
she was talking about how she aborted 2 twins for a guy. Not 2
No,
twins.
she didn't. She said, but she didn't say for a guy. She said it
No,
was.
she
for,
said that.
She said because of the situation that she was in the area that she was in, the climate. She was literally talking about,
What is this word?
like, if you listen to it, she was talking about the climate where she was at. I don't. Nowhere in there
'cause-
she said for a guy.
Well, because she said that, because the person, Jocelyn, that was talking about how these men can
No,
get
she
you caught up.
wasn't. She was
Child,
talking about.
She literally.
She was
Anywho.
in the video. She was most definitely talking
Well-
about not
Is it
a
really that
good
serious,
geographic
though?
location.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, but she
whatever
wasn't
it
talking
was
about
for,
a guy though.
whatever it was for, like, the girl just, some random person was just like,
Oof,
dang, double homicide.
No, he's like, that was
if
me.
I was spilling my heart out about how I had an abortion of twins, and someone just said that,
It's Natalie
I would-
randomly
I would
dropping
be hurt.
coins for me.
I would have went home.
Like the only
immediately.
reason I giggled at the video is because she said I'm sorry when everyone looked back at her. I'm just like,
Mm.
you're not sorry.
Exactly. And like some of the comments were like, I swear she didn't mean to say that out loud. Like maybe she just thought of it, but
It doesn't
said
matter.
out
It's still a
loud.
bad thing to think.
You have intrusive thoughts every day.
True. Especially when I'm praying.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yes, child.
And I'd be like, sorry God, every 5 seconds.
You know what? That's something crazy. That's something crazy because when you try to think, like, even if you are praying or if you're at church and you're trying to think about the Lord and then evil things just appear in
Protrude your
mind.
thoughts. And I'm just
I'm
like,
just like, what are you doing? Stop it.
Exactly.
But,
It's us hearing ourselves for me. Anyway.
We say that every episode.
Yeah, we always hear ourselves on the monitor
the
that's
topics
outside.
were gun control, mass shootings, and
hate crimes.
Hey, crimes.
I am dumb. I put gun control twice.
Well,
Then put in the comments what it really
don't
is.
feel like it.
Why did I
Figure it out.
stutter?
Hate crimes. So do you guys have any other things of factual things that actually happened?
honestly,
No.
no. And you know, we do this podcast to like kind of show our view, but I feel like which is what a lot of people can appreciate for our age. But then again, you wonder why a lot of people that do podcasts are kind of like adults because they have more life to live, which even someone who's young can go through things. But to this, I don't wish I could say I had a first-hand experience with the mass shooting, but you know.
Oh, we could talk about the Heritage one because my teacher, Miss Dunn, her sister was in that.
Oh yeah, that
Heritage
happened like
one.
I think now will be 16 or 17 years ago.
Yeah, but you can still see some gun. I haven't been to Heritage like I have, but I haven't actually looked for them. Where is there still like gunshot things, like gun holes?
Oh, it was
and
like
things?
this mentally ill student, this 15-year-old at the time that like happened.
I think he was
That happened
released.
like, yeah, he was mentally ill, but I believe the assistant principal or principal was able to calm him down, and he was released like
I think
a couple
everybody-
years ago.
I think everybody who commits mass shootings are mentally ill in some way, shape, or form.
I wish more people would join the live so we can hear their opinions instead of just ours on
I think
everything.
they
Well,
accidentally
I
joined
mean-
and just leave.
Well, people can always like DM.
Yeah, or
tell
DM
us what you
us.
think
And
after
we
the
can talk about
podcast.
it in the next podcast. Like, not talk about it, but like say your question at the end.
Yeah, we're
then-
gonna have to make a post about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, we can be
'cause
like those really cool, like like get the light and then
It's the British accent for me.
and then what was I saying? Like make it seem like we're important and like
what?
Dang,
popular
make
people.
it seem like we're important.
and
we
like
are
you know
important.
what I mean by important, and just like one of those famous YouTubers who like
I'm sorry, I was about to whisper this, but it's just like I see where you're going with this, and some things we should keep off of air because that's embarrassing for us.
Everybody who watches this knows it's true. Look at our followers. We have like 70, almost 80.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
LMAO. That's
I don't know
embarrassing.
about these people, but I just like, can you guys at least have some dignity? Like, why are you guys just
You guys
putting
have
us
some-
on blast like that?
You guys
That's what I'm
have some
saying.
dignity. You
And
guys are
then-
being very delulu.
We're not being delulu. It's called manifestation. It's called it's already gonna happen. It shall come to
I'm
pass.
stating facts.
but it
I
hasn't
mean, it's
come to
true.
pass
Wait,
as
let
of
me
yet.
go see the page because
We have like
Do not.
as I was saying
saying.
What were you saying?
and then we can
See
like
how you be loud.
you know how in
It's
those
exciting
YouTube
when I
videos
say
and they
no.
have that nice lighting with the cool backdrop and then they're just like talking as if like the hand movements and stuff and they're just and they're just speaking on these things like it's just like
We're stupid.
what's up whatever gang this is
We're not
then
a gang.
You know what I mean? You know they call
Really
the
sure.
Barney gang and stuff, and she's like, "What's up,
Oh,
y'all?"
Barty Gang?
I don't know if that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's
But
your
like-
fan base. I am a fellow member of that gang. Anyhow, continue.
Okay.
That was cringe.
When you're a
That was
barb.
cringe.
Okay,
Interesting.
and then like they'd be like they're just introducing what's happening in their next time, and just asking if they can get some ideas and stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I really.
Yeah, but we have a whole wheel.
But that wheel came up with Trump rioters when they
Oh.
spun.
Trump is not.
Let's not talk.
Not even in
That's
office anymore.
that's cause our wheel is kind of outdated in a way.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
the
we
school
probably should
system.
make a video. Yeah, we probably should make a video asking y'all and interacting with y'all more because y'all don't join the live.
It will make us look more professional.
Ew.
It's the pauses for me, like spit it out.
You do the same.
Exactly. You always go like, but
No, I'm not talking. No, but that if you could, I don't know if they'll be able to. No, but I didn't finish my word barely, and then
See, look, you're dragging out your words.
no, I was doing that to
She's
do
being
an
a bit
example.
loud.
Well, I didn't
I was
drag
doing
out
that
that.
to
That
do
was
an
the end of my
example.
sentence. I didn't hear you guys.
I was
Static
doing
tiki.
that to do an
It's right here.
example.
Back up from your mic.
Natalia,
Did you just
thank
say
you.
static tiki?
That's not my name.
And actually,
Staticky?
Yes.
yes,
See
yes,
how loud you are?
loud and proud because
Move back
we
up. Loud
did.
and wrong right now because
I will adjust my mic, but that's because
You're way too close.
that's because we've been very chill
ear
throughout the
we
whole
were
thing.
never
No.
chill. We were not chill.
You're too
Yeah, like our
loud.
voices were.
No, like you're
loud.
actually.
I'm talking about in the beginning, like we've been like that lately, where we just talk like this, like we're some kind of slow jams audiator.
Your voice.
That's
like,
not what we
you're
sounded like.
That's
You
what
just
I'm
sound. You sound like you're trying to force a monotone voice.
I
I
was
don't-
literally doing an example of how we just be sounding like just
That's
like
just
that.
how I talk.
like that.
Exactly. Like we've been talking like this, you know.
No, you've been talking like this.
No, then
Kick
she's
back.
going. She goes like, but
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But
You
like
know,
that's how you be.
that just happens sometimes, you know.
all the time.
That's why the mic doesn't
Voice
need to be that
frequencies change every now and then.
What else? Anyways. So we're like really off topic. We're, like,
well, I mean, we've pretty much closed. So these
Yeah.
last 13 minutes, we've just kind of been gabbing.
Is-
close. What is
Ew,
that?
what is that?
You literally sound like somebody's mom.
No,
What
I'd like
is
to tell you
that?
that's actually a word. Gab means to chat. I learned that.
Wow.
Gab.
Oh
means
wow!
to
That
chat.
doesn't mean you need to
Of
use
course
it.
you would. Yes.
Yeah. I'll use the words that I learned. Thank you. It's called expanded vocabulary.
This is a
Vocabulary can
normal.
be expanded, just
Yeah,
not
this
used.
is a normal conversation
Keep it in
that
the
we
Would you
usually
use the
have.
term rainbow kiss just because you know what a rainbow
Ew.
kiss is? Exactly.
Ew.
It's not necessary to
Would you use the term? No, I'm not
No.
gonna say that.
I'm
say
just
it.
gonna say we've been gabbing.
You sound southern.
Okay.
Well, you are southern, but you sound
like,
very southern
over
right
it.
now. Like you sound like a old southern belle.
Yeah, you sound like
My
those
mom's
old
a
white
Southern
people who
belle.
has a dead husband.
Oh my God. Did you snort?
Okay, Peppa.
Thanks. Never that.
I'm
Most
Peppa
definitely
Pig.
Olivia. Never a
You do
Peppa.
not give off
Exactly.
Olivia.
Only Olivia, never Peppa.
That
I
snort was
re-
very much Peppa Pig.
I'm the
though,
one who
not
brought
Olivia.
Olivia and Peppa to the table. Let's talk about it.
You didn't even know. First of all, you didn't even know what code names was. Please do not talk about childhood cartoons. No.
Girl, okay, just because I don't know
you
whatever
just
you
spit
just
on me.
said,
That's
that,
not-
The
that
fact
don't
that you
mean-
still don't know what it is, it's triggering.
It's the fact that she didn't apologize for spitting on me.
I don't think she cares.
It's a blessing. Say thank you.
What's wrong
You're
with
not.
you?
Ew. I will curb stomp you.
You will not.
I
Bet.
think she will.
Please. She won't though.
Apologize.
You guys do not know my life.
On you. I just won't be saying
Gabi,
that.
you
on
put this
my
new
mic.
logo.
That looks like something from that show you showed me with the dimensions. Yes, it looks like something
Rick
from
and
that
Morty?
show. No.
I'll make
slow
it.
O.
I'll make it more.
You're supposed to be an art Marissa.
Doesn't mean I'm good at it. I'm only good with oil pastels, not this.
Oi.
Can't relate.
Oi
I'm
pastels.
okay with
is that?
Wait, you had to wait.
What is that?
So side note, did anyone like see their results for their PSATs?
No.
I didn't take it.
Yeah, I didn't take that.
You're supposed to
yeah,
come in
y'all
6
didn't.
weeks after, but it's been past 6 weeks, and I want to see how
Well,
good I did.
I mean, I kind of know how I did, but I don't because I heard my mom talking about it in the car on the way here. But she didn't even tell me, she didn't tell me when she was looking at it so I could look at it with her. But I'll
What?
see today. But she said that I did
I was
good.
text my mother about that.
And
They tend to do that. Like, I didn't even know about the milestones because I had went to my kitchen and then saw a envelope, like a letter with my name on it, just open, laying there. Just like,
Was it a manila envelope? Like,
what is that?
what,
A professional
it's like the ones that
envelope.
used to go in where you get your report card in like elementary school.
No,
okay.
a professional envelope that the debit cards come in. And
A regular envelope, the white one with the
Okay.
little window.
a professional one.
okay.
Huh? Okay. Anyways.
But yeah, I don't like when they just open my mail and they just not give me my mail.
That's illegal.
I love how every time Joy says anyways and there's nothing to anyways
I know.
to.
It's just her. It's just her lingo. Lingo. Bingo.
Flamingo.
We have 9 minutes
We're so
left.
lame. We're
gonna-
just sitting here.
We're not on the
Well, because I
subject.
feel like we're trying to stay focused on these subjects, but there's not much to add.
I don't think we are.
saw
I think
this
we've
really
just kind of just
horrible-
been gabbing.
While
Continuously.
we're
Gary.
talking, I just want to point out this really horrible horror movie that I saw recently, and it was really disgusting, like the quality of it. And I'm really ashamed. I'm really ashamed of Netflix because
See, it's
how dare
another
they?
thing,
How dare
Netflix.
they? How dare they take
Why'd you
off
say it like that?
Mulan, but they add these disgusting, dirty, non-good horror movies on Netflix.
Guess
But they
what?
take off Mulan and they don't have Saw. They don't have Saws. They
Guess
don't have
wh-
the
Guess what? They finally added Rio to Disney Plus.
I don't
but
know
not-
what
I
it is.
canceled Disney Plus. Nobody uses that in our household anymore.
That's rough.
Mm.
Anyways.
I w- Once again. Anyways. Silence.
Okay, no one. Okay.
Anyways, to
Child.
what?
What?
Okay. Well, I was talking about Rio, and then you were talking, so I was like, oh, okay.
I'm sorry. All those movies like that, like there's nothing really
You don't like Rio?
defining with like. I mean, it was an alright movie. Like
Don't-
I'll
don't
let
do
it play
that.
in the
Do not.
background.
Don't do that.
But like the movie,
that
it is
movie
really,
was fire.
The soundtrack is.
But the movie
it's
itself,
immaculate.
though, like the music, but like the
Uh.
movie itself, there was nothing truly special.
Huh?
Like I really
You
don't
know,
remember.
Get out.
Advocated the endangerment of the parrots, the blue con something.
Macaws. The blue macaws.
Oh, the birds.
Shut up.
Oh,
Shut up.
the
Shut
birds.
up.
Oh no. Oh no, the birds. Like
Not
And
gonna
they had
lie.
a little.
what do
If
birds
birds weren't
do?
here, you know how many
in Rio,
bugs would be
Brazil.
everywhere?
It's very. I like it.
Not gonna lie. I'm really feeling Natalie's shirt today. It's very cute. I like those holes in the necklace that goes with it.
Marissa gave me the necklace.
Oh.
But you
Well,
didn't wanna
it's a
give me
very
one
nice
for my
accent.
birthday?
Your birthday.
Alright,
And I'm
go
just.
off, I guess.
I've been
I was broke
side
at the time.
eyeing your shirt
Oh.
Because you know her
throughout
birthday's
the
after mine.
thing.
That's why I
'cause
got the
it's
money.
very cute.
Thank you. But like I don't remember the plots of those movies. Like I remember they were about animals or whatever. But like
You should watch it again. Then.
Would you like to be enlightened?
Exactly.
it was about birds. Oh. Secret Life
Ah.
of Birds. Oh,
It's
No.
not even that.
What? No.
Get out.
oh no.
Because I feel like I also represented a certain culture.
Yes, it's Brazilian.
Yeah. Seeing their
And they had a
festivals.
carnival.
Yeah. I keep on calling them festivals. I don't know why. Because you know,
it just
I
wasn't
wanna
that
go.
interesting to me.
I wanna go to a festival.
It's not Book of Life level.
Same in Rio.
Yeah, Book of Life is really good, but still.
Ooh, when my baby
Let's
looks
not.
at me, I go
Let's
to
not.
Rio de Janeiro.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I'm a Casey Undercover stan.
Okay. Bro,
It
you
was a long pause.
it's just your voice that stopped me.
Ew.
You sound like those girls on TikTok.
She just sounds like those.
I believe in Casey undercover supremacy.
Oh no. See, I will never say something like that in my life. Those comments are so aggravating to me. Like comments that say, it's just too much. It's too much. Like over
Love
simple
how we
things.
haven't gotten our signal yet, but okay.
Like they be like in the comments over something simple. It's like
I believe.
Or they'd be like, can we normalize something that's already normalized?
Microwave.
Exactly.
Microwave supremacy.
Can we normalize microwave? Like, can we normalize microwaving your ramen noodles? Like, it's just so like lame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
just-
that she's trend is lame. TikTok needs to die
Ciao.
out. Already, please.
It's just the
Like,
people.
wait,
it's just the, no. It's the
wait.
people. Listen.
we don't want to
Okay.
die
It's the
out
people that
TikTok.
run
I
TikTok.
do.
It's just
Take away
like
TikTok, bring back Vine.
It's just certain
no,
people.
because
Yeah.
I feel like it's better like because you know the longer videos and you can actually learn pretty educate. You can learn like how to do y equals mx plus b within a 7-second video.
See,
True.
since if Vine had if Vine had to die, so does TikTok.
It's gonna die off
No,
eventually, but just like
Vine.
the people who inhabit people who run TikTok
They're
basically.
disgusting.
They're just the ones that abuse these trends and make them unfunny. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like Vine, I can't. Now I do know like a lot of Vines, but I think basically like I grew up on Musically, even though we're the same age. I'll say I, cause
Proud to say I never downloaded that.
I had Musically,
because
but I
like
was on
Vine,
both.
as I started to like know more about it and like copy stuff from it, it was ending. So,
Yeah.
but
Or I used to
TikTok,
be obsessed with
Musically
it
was
once.
literally. I'm sorry. Musically was worse than TikTok. It was ew. Like
I will say if you're that kind of person, yes, it was. But TikTok actually
People doing the
it
music.
has a lot of
TikTok,
things.
Musical.ly. It was
Because on Musically, you were just doing stuff that now that I look back, like I remember when I first downloaded
Musically is just
Musically-
a whole bunch of dub smash challenges.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
when I downloaded like TikTok after it was like you know when I first downloaded TikTok after deleting Musically again. I had saw my old Musically videos and I was just like embarrassing
Ashamed.
because what it's
Are
just
you
like
not
the time
embarrassed?
lapse. It's just like seeing me move.
I deleted my whole account.
I just deleted my
I feel-
videos. I want to keep my followers.
Wait, so
I
if you had an
would've,
account
but-
on Musically, did that like when TikTok came about? How was that account still there, or were
Yeah.
all those accounts erased?
They're still there.
That means like I have a TikTok account that's like somewhere in the bowels.
I
of-
hope you
Oh, I
don't
remember
find
you-
it.
oh,
I don't know how to
too.
spell.
You know who
my
Haley,
old one, because
oh.
I made it very complex.
But you know who Haley, like I forgot her name, but Haley, she was this popular dancer on Musically, and I was so happy when she followed me on TikTok. I was just like,
I never knew any of these people.
like I only knew like the dancers. Like I didn't know who Lauren Gray was or Baby Ariel.
Oh,
I did.
I
same
knew who
thing-
she was
I
because
knew
of
Baby
Harvey.
Flounder.
I knew who Lauren Gray was because of Harvey.
Oh yeah, from the I like that the personal music video. I like that song.
I knew Baby
Don't get it
Ariel because
personal.
of Bad Baby, because she called her Baby Flounder.
Yes, those little things with the reactions. Those
I knew
videos top
Baby
tier.
Ariel because
Like I'm talking about like in the time when Musically was just like that. I didn't see any of them on my feed.
I knew Baby Ariel because for a short season in my life, I wanted to so badly be her because all
Why?
of her musicallys were like perfect in her. You know how she scrunches her nose when
Yeah.
she does it? It was just so perfect and on point. Anyway, we have 2 minutes left.
She
We want to
said her.
start closing out. Follow us on all our social medias.
Social media.
Instagram at the Gen Z Lounge.
And the rest of our handles are in our
Bio,
bio.
and in our highlights.
Yeah, and our highlights.
Um,
And
My name is Gabby.
my name is Joy.
I'm Marissa.
I'm Natalie.
Okay, and this is the Gen Z Lounge. That was so lame, y'all.
It's lame every time because no one keeps
Okay, anyways, wear your
This is the
seatbelts.
Gen Z Lounge.
up. That was
Okay.
blessing.
Wear your
BSing.
seatbelts, everyone,
Bye.
and wear your masks.
Bye 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 bye.